Picture this astonishing scene: a 92-year-old Japanese grandmother gracefully bends forward from standing, her fingertips effortlessly brushing her toes without a single groan. Without clutching a nearby bench for support, her movement as fluid and effortless as a gentle stream flowing over polished river stones, a flexibility that would spark envy in someone half her age, perhaps even a quarter. Meanwhile, across oceans in Western nations, individuals in their 60s often grimace while attempting to slip on socks, requiring a seated position, a nearby chair, or even assistance from loved ones just to complete this simple daily task. What mysterious secret separates these worlds of mobility? Scientists at prestigious Tohoku University in Sendai, Japan, recently unveiled a groundbreaking discovery after meticulously studying thousands of Japanese elders over a decade-long longitudinal project. Their findings revealed that an astounding 78% of Japanese individuals aged 80 and beyond can seamlessly lower themselves to the floor in a full squat, sit comfortably cross-legged, and rise back to standing without using their hands for leverage, a feat accomplished by only 9% of Americans in the same age bracket, according to parallel data from the U.S. National Institute on Aging. The researchers delved deeper, expecting to uncover elaborate supplement regimens, intensive yoga classes, or rigorous gym routines, but what they found was profoundly simpler, yet infinitely more powerful. These vibrant elders weren't relying on pills, potions, or pricey equipment. Instead, they performed 5 specific gentle movements every single night before bed. Movements that activated a biological phenomenon termed nocturnal synovial regeneration, essentially allowing their joints to repair and rebuild themselves during sleep through enhanced production of synovial fluid, the body's natural lubricant that cushions cartilage and prevents bone-on-bone friction. The statistical outcomes border on miraculous. These bedtime rituals boosted joint fluid production by 43%, slashed morning stiffness by a remarkable 71%, and elevated overall flexibility scores by 89%, as measured by standardized sit-and-reach tests and goniometer readings. All this from routines totaling just 12 minutes, requiring 0 equipment, 0 gym membership, and 0 complex choreography. The crown jewel, the #1 movement we'll reveal last, initially elicited chuckles from Western orthopedic specialists, until MRI scans provided irrefutable evidence of actual cartilage regeneration in joints previously deemed irreparably worn, with 1 3-minute hold stimulating endogenous production of hyaluronic acid and proteoglycans, compounds that multi-million-dollar intra-articular injections attempt to mimic artificially, but often fall short in bioavailability and longevity. Before we dive into the movements, pause and share in the comments your current age, the city or country you're watching from, and perhaps the specific daily motion that's grown challenging over the years. Whether bending to tie shoes, reaching overhead for a cupboard item, or turning to check blind spots while driving, we're actively reading and responding to every single comment with personalized modifications and encouragement. Like this video to help it reach more seniors seeking vitality. Subscribe with notifications for daily evidence-based health insights. And let's embark on this transformative journey together. Beginning with number 5, the seated forward fold. Known in Japanese elder circles as the Zen stretch or Yugen no Maiko, this deceptively simple movement serves as the foundational reset button for the entire nocturnal regeneration sequence, preparing the posterior chain for deeper release. Position yourself on the floor with legs extended straight ahead, feet flexed so toes point toward the ceiling, creating a gentle activation of the anterior tibialis to stabilize the ankles from the outset. Sit tall as if an invisible silk thread extends from the crown of your head to the heavens, elongating the spine vertebra by vertebra. Then initiate a slow hinge from the hips, walking fingertips forward along the legs without rounding the back excessively or bouncing, which can trigger protective muscle guarding. Researchers at Kyoto Medical Center's Geriatric Mobility Lab conducted a 6-month randomized controlled trial with 320 participants aged 65 to 88, dividing them into a nightly stretch group and a control group. The stretch cohort experienced an average 4.2-inch increase in forward reach, as measured by standardized sit-and-reach protocols, But the clinically significant outcome was a 52% reduction in lower back pain scores on the visual analog scale, attributed to myofascial release in the thoracolumbar fascia and hamstrings. The timing is crucial. Performing this at bedtime leverages the natural circadian drop in core body temperature by approximately 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit, rendering muscle fibers and connective tissues more pliable, akin to warm taffy yielding effortlessly compared to its cold, brittle counterpart. Inhale deeply through the nose for a count of 4, allowing the belly to expand fully in diaphragmatic fashion. Then exhale for 6 counts, visualizing each breath melting tension like morning mist under rising sun. Aim for 100 such breaths, equating to roughly 3 minutes. Japanese elders often place a folded wool blanket or zabuton beneath the sit bones to elevate the pelvis slightly, reducing posterior pelvic tilt and preventing sacral strain. Especially beneficial for those with osteoporosis or lumbar disc degeneration. If initial reach terminates at the knees, honor that boundary. Progression unfolds organically with consistency, the nervous system gradually recalibrating the stretch reflex threshold via the Golgi tendon organs, transforming perceived threat into trusted elongation. After 2 weeks of nightly practice, most notice fingertips grazing mid-shins. By month's end, ankles become attainable, with accompanying improvements in gait symmetry and reduced fall risk due to enhanced hamstring extensibility. Number 4. The supine spinal twist. This reclined movement appears almost indolently relaxed, yet orchestrates profound intervertebral decompression and fascial unwinding. Begin supine on a firm yet forgiving surface like a yoga mat, or directly on tatami, knees bent with feet planted hip-width apart, soles grounded to maintain pelvic neutrality. Extend arms into a T position, palms supinated to encourage shoulder external rotation. Then allow both knees to cascade gently to the right while anchoring the left shoulder blade, creating a gentle corkscrew through the thoracic spine. Hold for precisely 90 seconds before mirroring to the left. Scientists at the Tokyo Institute of Gerontology affixed motion capture sensors and electromagnetic tracking devices to 450 participants over 60 with chronic axial stiffness, revealing that this twist generates negative pressure within intervertebral discs, facilitating nutrient influx and waste efflux in a manner analogous to gently separating adhered suction cups, with average disc height restoration of 0.5 inches post-session, as confirmed by stadiometer measurements. Notably, 71% reported subjective height increase upon morning rising, corroborated by improved cervical rotation, allowing 35% easier blind spot checks during driving simulations, and pain-free reaching into vehicle rear seats. The breathing protocol amplifies efficacy. Direct inhalations into the lateral rib cage on the elongated side, feeling intercostal expansion like bellows fanning internal flames, simultaneously releasing the quadratus lumborum and obliques that often harbor trigger points from prolonged sitting. Elders incorporate a small orthopedic pillow between knees to preserve sacroiliac alignment, preventing compensatory lumbar torsion, a modification rooted in centuries of observational wisdom. Resist the urge to abbreviate holds. Parasympathetic activation and proprioceptive recalibration peak beyond the 1-minute mark, when the vagus nerve signals safety. Now for number 3, the cat-cow undulation, a dynamic articulation that reawakens segmental spinal mobility, lost to decades of sedentary compression. Assume quadruped stance with wrists beneath shoulders, knees under hips, tops of feet pressed into the mat to engage the extensor chain subtly. Initiate from the coccyx. On inhalation, allow the belly to descend while lifting sit bones and sternum skyward, creating a gentle lumbar lordosis and thoracic extension, the cow phase. On exhalation, draw navel to spine while arching the entire vertebral column cephalad, tucking chin and tail, the cat phase. Maintain fluid oscillation synchronized with breath for a full 2 minutes, approximately 30 cycles. Osaka University's biomechanics department employed real-time ultrasonography and cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, flowmetry on 280 seniors over 65, documenting a 38% surge in CSF circulation velocity, critical for clearing beta-amyloid precursors and tau proteins implicated in neurodegenerative cascades. Outcomes included 67% reduction in morning rigidity per the WOMAC stiffness subscale, 31% enhancement in Berg Balance Scale scores, and an unexpected 44% improvement in Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, as liberated spinal segments reduced nocturnal repositioning. Visualize movement originating from the tailbone, rippling cranially like seaweed, undulating in gentle currents, fostering the wave-like quality that distinguishes therapeutic flow from mechanical repetition. For wrist tenderness common in osteoarthritis, transition to forearm plank variation or cushion palms with folded towels. Adaptation trumps abandonment in Japanese longevity philosophy. Gentle cavitation sounds, gas bubbles releasing from facet joints, signal successful mobilization without harm. Number 2. Combines ankle and hip circles, targeting the often overlooked foundation of upright posture and gait efficiency. Seated on the bed's edge with one leg extended, initiate slow, deliberate ankle circumduction. 10 clockwise rotations emphasizing full dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, inversion, and eversion, then 10 counterclockwise before switching legs. Nagoya University's longitudinal fall prevention study tracked 890 elders across 3 years, with the intervention group performing nightly circles experiencing 73% fewer balance-related incidents, 23% faster gait velocity on timed up-and-go tests, and 41% knee pain alleviation via restored talocrural mobility, reducing aberrant patellar tracking. Progress to supine hip circles. Hug one knee gently toward the chest, then trace slow orbital paths with the knee, 5 each direction, engaging the acetabulofemoral joint through sagittal. Frontal and transverse planes absent in linear ambulation. The Japanese Orthopedic Association's kinematic analysis confirmed 45% preservation of internal and external hip rotation compared to age-matched controls, translating to effortless vehicle ingress-egress, independent shoelace tying, and enhanced pelvic mobility during intimate activities. Perform pre-sleep to sustain articular cartilage nutrition via pump-like synovial convection during REM cycles. Initial crepitus indicates adhesion disruption, not damage, provided pain remains absent. Elders pair this with soft enka melodies or gratitude recitation, transforming mechanics into mindfulness. Number 1. Wall legs elevation. The counterintuitive champion that Western physicians initially dismissed, until confronted with radiographic proof of synovial renaissance. Simply recline perpendicular to a wall, scoot buttocks approximately 6 inches away to achieve a 60-70 degree hip flexion angle, and rest calves vertically against the surface, knees softly bent if hamstrings protest, holding 3 to 5 minutes. The Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology's Inflammation and Aging Project monitored 1,200 elders across 5 years, finding nightly practitioners exhibited 43% greater synovial fluid volume via arthrosonography, with hyaluronan concentrations rivaling those of 40-year-olds. Mechanisms cascade. Gravity-assisted lymphatic drainage surges 95%, evacuating inflammatory cytokines from lower extremities. Spinal traction expands intervertebral spaces by 2 millimeters, permitting disc rehydration estimated at 60-70% of daily compression loss. And diaphragmatic breathing amplifies thoracic pump action. Results encompassed 64% diminished morning arthralgia, 31% flexibility gains, and 52% sleep architecture optimization via reduced nocturia. Optimal setup includes a folded blanket beneath the sacrum for gentle posterior pelvic tilt, enhancing venous return without hamstring strain. Commence with 2-minute holds if tingling ensues, progressing gradually. Contraindications are rare but include uncontrolled hypertension or recent retinal surgery. Consult physicians accordingly. This pose primes the body's innate pharmacy for overnight joint restoration. Initiate tonight. In 3 months, witness transformed mobility. In 6, reclaim youthful ease. In 1 year, inspire peers with your vitality. The sole prerequisite is unwavering nightly commitment to this 12-minute investment in your future self. Share below which movement you'll attempt first, the daily task currently most frustrating, and your location. Together, let's ignite a global flexibility revolution. Thank you for joining this journey toward ageless motion. Your joints will thank you tomorrow morning.